You either did your job or you didn't.
Well, these flowers are still alive. I'm gonna take it as a positive.
Those are real?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
they are. Touch them. Touch it, bro. Touch it.
Do you think I'm going to be able to tell just by touching it?
Yeah. You don't know what plastic feels like, you weirdo?
All right, that's fair. Yeah, they do feel real. That one does.
Listen.
Well, happy New Year, listeners and good folk and whatnot.
And listen, that's
And listen. I mean, I'm not gonna. You're a listener. You're listening. You're a listener. Yeah. Thank you for coming to Gameboiz yet another time. I sit here with our yoga specialist, fresh in the hood, Mr. Willie D. William Henderson.
yo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not how a yoga master. Namaste.
I don't like yoga, William.
Me neither. Too zen, right?
Yeah, I
Doesn't
don't
make
like
sense.
Zen. Why? I need an edge on you, sir.
Yeah.
I need you to be angry at me for something.
Yeah.
Don't most yoga like dudes? They're angry at something.
Yoga dudes?
Yeah, like they're deep down.
Deep down?
There's a demon in them that they're like, I need to stretch this bitch out.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Yeah,
fuck,
that's what they
I'm gonna
use yoga
murder
for.
someone
Yeah.
otherwise. What's your outlet? If you had to do something every day.
What's my outlet?
Yeah, like those yoga dudes, they need to do yoga, otherwise they're gonna kill someone. What's your like? I have to do this every day, otherwise I'm gonna kill someone.
Oh, I don't think I mean,
All right, you're not a psychopath.
I'm not
Got
that
it.
much of a loose cannon, for God's
I think
sake.
you are. I think deep down you are.
No, not in one day. But there are things like over the course of a lot of days.
Like a friendship.
I'm sorry. What?
Nothing. I'm just projecting my insecurities onto you. Like what, dude? What do I have? What did I do? What was it? Me?
Nah, but like, if someone was restricting me from like playing video games every day for long enough, I would be like, I'm done with you. I might not necessarily kill them literally, but I will cut them out of my life.
So were you never grounded as a kid?
Oh, I was.
And that's how you know you cut your family out of your life? You'd be like, no video games for 2 weeks. Fucking done with everyone in this house.
That's not 2 weeks is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking like a really long time.
Oh, for like a foreseeable future.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that an amount of time? The next
Yeah.
decade or so.
Yeah. And not like where it's been set that, oh, in 5 years you'll be able to play games, where it's like, oh, I sit down to play and they're like, before you do that, and this is mostly probably just like women, before you do that, we're gonna do this. And if that keeps happening for like a long time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
If
I'm like, I need to play my fucking games.
All right. So, I mean, what's the workaround then? Like, if you're, let's say, a woman says you can't play games, are you allowed to go to like an arcade? Or is like no games, no pixelized stimulation?
It's not even like she said no game. Because if she just said like, you're not gonna play video games while you're with me, I'd be like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, when you're done hitting her, you're like, we're done.
Like, this is not gonna work out. So like, I wouldn't even pursue that. But if it was like, if it was like over the course of time, it was like, okay, I'm sitting down, I'm like just getting started, and then she comes in like, oh, let's watch a movie, and then if I say no, she gets mad, kind of thing. This is my fucked up brain right now.
I don't think that's fucked up.
With like the women in the past that I've dated.
But I don't think that sounds like a very
common scenario.
Not common. I guess not uncommon, but not common.
Right.
Fucking wait.
I
don't like you, but I like you.
Yeah.
So it sounds just like a healthy perspective of like, that's not, you know what you don't like.
Yeah.
Where I feel like a lot of people going into relationships, they're like, "Oh, this is new. I don't. Everything's fresh again." But it's like,
Right.
no, you should
Nope.
know what you don't like. You
Yeah.
know what you do like.
You're gonna be you.
Yeah. You know
So,
you haven't changed.
yeah.
Despite your efforts for the last 10 years, you're
Yeah.
the same fucking person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I moved 2,000 miles to try to be a different person. I'm still the same guy. Still the same fucking asshole.
That's just asshole. That's Willie D for you.
I can't help it.
But now you have the perspective
Yeah.
to know that you were an asshole.
Yeah.
So hopefully in 15 years now,
Right.
you'll
But what
be-
most people don't know is when I want to be nice, I'm very nice, you know,
to whom?
to who I want to be nice to. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know. What does this person look like, William Henderson?
All right, never mind then. I mean, maybe someday you'll see it.
I'm hoping. We're 90 episodes because I'm sure 12 have gone unreleased.
But you generally see me in a different mindset. Like when we were doing like comedy, like I'm in a different like zoned in mindset. Like I don't need to be nice, really. Like there's no need. It works out better for me if I'm not usually.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. Yeah, I like and miss the days of comedy where I could just drop into a scene and nobody knew me. I didn't have to talk to anybody. There
Yeah.
was no social obligation. Like, oh fuck, he's gonna say to this person that I was a fucking asshole. Like I can just
right.
play Angry Birds on my phone until they call my name if I wanted to.
I know I used to like going to like Orange County and like just being there and just like seeing a few people, you know, like, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. And then just hanging out, going up, doing your time, leaving.
Yeah.
See you later.
Going to work.
Yep.
That's what I do at work. That is me. Like outside of work, we probably won't talk. But if I'm like clocked in and you text me and we work together, then you'll get me. But I'm like, hi, I'm here doing my job.
Yeah.
I need to talk to customers. I don't really need to talk to you. So we'll talk when you're in my area
Nice.
and then clock out.
Right.
Go home. We're
Right.
done.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just old, William Henderson.
Maybe.
We're just old, pragmatic, just like, I don't like people.
Yeah. Well,
You know, I think I flipped during this quarantine. I do
Did
like
you?
people. I enjoy people. Again, maybe it's just because we're in. You ever think about how much of your free time you spend in bars, and the fact that you don't really drink alcohol makes it still a little dirty?
doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably makes it worse. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, you don't drink and you're still hanging out in bars? Like, what's your problem?
Just eating fried food and drinking
Yeah.
water like
Yeah.
it's good for you.
Yeah. I like that cancels it out.
Yeah. Can I get cheese sticks and mozzarella and just like a water cup, please?
Make
Thank
it
you.
a Sprite. Light ice, please.
Tell me you're a comic by not telling me you're a comic. You go up and you're like, how much is a water?
Can I? It's
How
free. Okay. Well, can I just give you like $2 for it?
Hey, just take the money. I was
Nope.
gonna...
I don't want a soda, and I don't want to pay $7.50 for a beer.
Do you guys validate parking? Dude, where did you park?
You have a car? You can't even afford a drink?
My house. This is just my house. I live here now. I miss those days. I really do. I think
actually just moved in right outside.
I've rounded the bend of comedy now where I miss all of that dirty, that gritty, that
Yeah.
why are we here? Why are we doing this? Nobody likes each other. No one likes themselves, but everyone secretly loves each other. I miss it all. I want to go back. Can we do
Yeah.
it? Can we just start up Zoom mics? I don't want to do that. I don't know why I said that. Sometimes I just talk to talk.
Nope. I just gotta wait. No.
Aren't you done waiting? Aren't you over waiting? You had time to binge a movie series.
Yeah, and I watched The Mandalorian. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of out of our hands right now. You know, there's not a whole
But
lot
it's
we can do
almost
about
in
it.
our hands.
Not really.
Almost.
What are you gonna revolt?
They tried. For the revolution.
Give everybody COVID?
Or that. I
'Cause,
mean,
I mean, that's what happened in New York. Is that like they were still doing shows like rooftops and on the streets and stuff, and then fucking COVID sweeps through the scene.
I know.
So like,
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's
I
just-
don't like when you're right, though.
yeah, I know.
Stop it.
I hate it too.
Be wrong, sir. Like that.
All right, fuck it, dude. Let's start. Let's open a theater.
Theater.
1,000 person, sit them right next to each other.
We would get people. Though.
We
That's
ignore
the
co-
problem.
yeah,
People
probably.
would show up.
Yeah.
What?
but
No masks?
The
Perfect.
wrong kind of person, though.
Yeah, but money spends all the same.
The same people that stormed the Capitol building would be showing up to our show.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, did you guys not watch a movie or anything? Like,
How did you think this was going to end?
I don't know. I don't know what their plan was, their goal. Let's stop it. Stop it all.
We rule this now. We're taking over. We're the leaders.
Why? I don't know. Where? Well, I got the office, so
I got that.
I clearly run it.
That means I win, right? Like this is like it's a throne. Like it's fucking Russia.
This
in
is
the
mine.
fucking 1700s.
They're dumb. They didn't even put a moat around this castle.
Just a 15-foot tall wall.
They put a pool in the middle and a spire.
They put a fountain. I can't believe they didn't have landmines. It's just, I guess it's just the Capitol building, though. It's not it's not the White House. If they would have taken over the White House, I would have laughed really hard.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if they were tried, I think
They would have been killed.
we would have seen some technology
Yeah.
come out. Like, oh.
We didn't know they had turrets in the grass.
Shit. Somebody's been playing Clash of Clans a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
It's going to look like Smart House on the Disney Channel. Just
Yeah.
arms coming out, grabbing fuckers, throwing them back.
Just like big, like vacuum tube.
That's how that loads its Death Star cannon. To, takes 10 fucking white people.
Just War of the Worlds type shit.
Yeah. And they're like,
Just comes out.
next day they go, BT dub, aliens are real.
You know, we had to let you know now.
Yeah. Yeah. We have those flying saucers are ours.
Well, did you see that there's supposedly a galactic federation? This is what former Israeli like astronaut worker guy. I don't know his perfect title.
First
but-
off, I feel like if you're in the Israeli space program
yeah, that's
at
a better
all,
way to put it.
your title astronaut is basically crash dummy.
Oh, come on, dude.
I don't think
you don't think Jews can fucking make a rocket.
I think there's a lot crazier shit happening in Israel, and they're not worried about going to space right now. I think they have a bunch of engineers who are like, yeah, I just didn't want to be on phones all day helping Americans. And
You telling me they don't have like rockets and shit though?
I'm
dude?
telling you that since they were
They
7,
have
they
to
were
have the
listening to
technology.
rockets go off like next door.
Yeah, so they know
And
how they work really well.
The concussive brain trauma that you get
Uh-huh.
means that you're not allowed to make a space shuttle work. So if you have a pilot in it, you're about a worm in a can that's about to be crushed.
Wow, dude, I can't believe the things that are coming out of your mouth right now.
That being said, I believe this man. Because it fills my fantasies.
Yeah,
One and two. Why not?
I mean,
Tell me. I don't mean to be the United States justice system, but you tell me. It's your job to tell me. Why not? Why can that not be a thing? Why not? Because it's a terrible name. Yeah.
who? But
come up with
like,
something better.
who knows about this?
Israeli guy?
Just him? Is
Yeah.
it just him? He's the only one that's been in contact with them.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he said that like all the government officials are in on it.
Not Donald Trump.
I mean, the Pentagon just came out with saying there's UFO stuff. So this
Okay.
isn't that crazy.
You're right, but here's my problem with like military released documents in terms of a UFO, that they can print the word UFO and it's like writing dark matter.
Right.
We don't know.
But they don't use UFO, do they? They use a
It's-
different word.
Sometimes depends. An
Yeah.
artifact, if it's on digital, or if someone saw
Right.
something, it's called something different. But
Yeah.
they can always be like, yeah, UFOs are real because we don't know what it is. And then Israeli guy goes, that's ours. That's actually ours. So, you looking for your boy?
Yeah.
He's around here
I'll
somewhere.
make sure he's not pooping.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Where is he? Hey, Eliza, find your dog.
Beauregard. There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hang on, I was pooping.
Sorry, I had to wipe.
You didn't hear me? Go wait.
On your carpet.
Be right there. But you, again, we're going dialing back. You had time to binge watch Ip Man.
Not only that, I had time to go back into City Skylines and create a whole new city and absolutely crush it, dude.
That's why comedy needs to come
I
back.
am murdering this game, dude.
You're gonna be such a bad comedian when you get back. But your
Probably.
city's gonna look
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I want to buy Animal
Anyway.
Crossing for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
you
want
go.
Animal Crossing now
Perfect.
because I beat Pokemon. It took me
Oh,
just over 21 hours.
that's
total.
really weak.
Yeah.
But did you catch all of them?
No, you don't catch all of them. You don't. That's not what you do it for. There's like 2 people on the planet that have completed their Pokedex and trained them to 100. Legitimately.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't know. The game's overall too shallow. There's no
Hmm.
puzzles. It's as much as I like to just speed through a campaign, it's like meet new town, meet new person, gym, meet new town, meet new
Right.
person, gym, side quest, meet new town. Like it's very linear. And the old
Yeah.
Pokemon games were pretty linear, but you had to go through like the rock cave, and if you didn't have Flash, you had to go
Right.
get Flash, come back, go through the rock cave. Oh no,
Right.
now you have to push boulders around in the rock cave. You didn't know
Mhm.
that puzzle was going to happen. So it's too easy. They've gotten rid of all the puzzles. 21 hours of gameplay, and I'm probably not going to pump that much more into it. So
Wow.
would I recommend? Yeah, as a Pokemon fan, it's great. It's a great thing, but it's the replay value is not there. So I
Are you going to get the other version?
No, I don't do that
Oh.
because
okay.
it's usually the same experience.
Oh,
just
yeah.
on the other side.
Oh.
It's
What is it, a different Pokemon or what? How does it
they.
work?
I mean, you'll play through it, and the Pokemon sprites that are coded into that game are just different. They're doing the same moves. They're just graphically different.
Weird.
Yeah. So would I recommend it? Yes, but I'm stupid, and I think that the Galactic Force is the thing. So
That's
Galactic
okay.
Force is a better name, actually.
Yeah.
What would you name your like chair board of galaxy politics? God, fucking word salsa over there. Defenders? No, you're not a defender. You're not defense. You're not Galactico Politico.
The Senators of the Universe.
Ooh, that makes us like bad guys from the get-go. I like it.
You like that?
I like it. Because we would be the galactic America in the sense of like we think we know everything, but we're the
Yeah.
youngest and we're the newest on the scene.
Right.
We're still going to come in and run shit.
Yeah.
Why? Because we'll nuke ourselves, bitches. We don't fucking
Yeah.
care.
We're gonna bring political correctness to the
Oh,
universe.
no. That's why.
That's why we're not allowed in.
Dude, what if the
We're still
planet
stuck on he,
the
him,
planet
there,
is
there.
just a zoo of political correctness, and the
Yeah.
aliens come by and they're like, ew. You guys don't use the N-word? It's super fun. You guys are missing out. It's great. Snowflake? We didn't come up with that one. That's interesting. You guys are smart monkeys.
They're just waiting for us to all just become one race, and then
I
they'll come down because
I
that's
think
what
that's
they are.
the secret.
I think it is too.
We are.
Well, we are, but we're not at the same time. I'm waiting for like all of us look the same. We're all gray,
And fat.
just
We're all
just-
pale. We're all translucent.
not fat, just like husky.
Husky.
Just-
Because of gravity, we still
Yeah.
have to stand up every
Yeah.
morning.
We have exercise protocols that are wired into us, where if we don't exercise, we don't get paid or some shit like that.
Very Ready Player One. I like it. I
Yeah.
like
Speaking of, I finished the book.
Yeah, so let's go into that because that's
Oh yeah, I
through and through video game what we're talking life.
did. Yeah,
how we want.
I also yes, I did watch the Ip Man series also.
What do you want to talk about
Anyway.
first, William?
I don't know, man.
Which one did you enjoy more?
Ip Man.
Ip Man. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's great kung fu, man. It's great. Um, great choreography, terrible storyline.
Fuck, what's wrong? It's a
just-
video game
it's
storyline,
just-
bro.
But it's just
Hey, leave your little town, go fight the big bad, kick his ass,
dude.
do it again.
In the first movie, he literally takes down the entire Japanese army using kung fu. Like he like kills their general, and they're like, "I guess the war's over."
Gong fu. Gong fu.
Sure, dude.
We use
They're like,
gong fu.
we have all these problems. They're like, let's settle it with a fight. And you're like, what?
That's how you should settle your problems.
They're like, let's take it outside.
You think this is not ridiculous? This is jousting.
And the fucking wife just like grabs the kid, and she's like, "Don't break
Don't break
anything." And the guy proceeds to break 3 things, and after every one, he goes, "I'll pay for it."
Yeah.
And he keeps fighting.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
And I watch in Chinese with subtitles.
that's how you're supposed to do it.
It's fucking so good, man.
It's way better.
It's so good.
Very rarely is it dubbed adequately.
Properly. Yeah,
it almost takes it out.
It started being dubbed, like, because that's how it starts, and I was just instantly, nope, I need to hear what they're saying, and I bet my neighbors are confused as shit.
This white boy crazy.
Dude, it's so crazy. The crazy part is like when there's a white guy on there, they're all like we were kind of talking about this before we started, like that imperialistic character. And they are just saying the most racist shit, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Fuck your Chinese boxing.
Yeah.
Like stupid shit.
You're calling them yellow monkeys and shit. It's like, oh my god.
Here's another chink. Whoa.
Yeah. Wow.
2000.
I know. I was like, good lord.
Actually, I think
man.
it came out later than that, didn't it? I think it's pretty recent.
It's pretty recent, yeah. I think the first one came out in 2000, probably.
Ip Man is I like, because in that first one is that we were talking about where the guy's like, I'll pay.
Mhm.
Like you get to see what you would imagine a legendary kung fu master who like has his students and teaching students, has mastered his pursuit in life to be rich and famous and popular. And so I like in that beginning, it's very glorified. It's about glory and honor and dignity, and also my dad can kick your dad's ass. I like that whole like go through the schools, fight everybody. That's why I like Pokemon. Like that's
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay, yeah.
It's like you leave your town, you're that fish out of water, but everybody's sleeping on you. Watch this. And that's why I like Donnie Yen in general. I've always been a Donnie Yen fan.
What else does he have? Because he was awesome. He was so fun to watch.
There's like a bunch of Chinese like cop films and stuff that he's into. Because my brother and I, we were introduced to Kung Fu by my stepmom. Essentially, she had Bruce Lee's Dragon, The Legend of Bruce Lee. I don't know if you've seen that. It's basically a story of Bruce Lee's life.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dragon?
I don't know if it's called. What is it?
The Legend of.
Yeah, that's what
Bruce.
it's called on Netflix.
I'll have to look.
Okay.
But anyway, so she introduced us to that, and then she also liked Jackie Chan. So we'd go down, like we'd start at Jackie Chan in the video store, dating myself, and we'd just go down the shelf, like, oh, this looks dope. So I've seen so many ninjas, so many samurai, so many.
Oh, see, I haven't seen too much. Like I saw a couple Bruce Lee movies when I was young. I don't really remember them that well. That's why like the whole Bruce Lee thing and the Ip Man movie, like the third one or fourth one, I think they're kind of both.
Where they start peppering in.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, look at this cocky Chinese fuck.
Yeah, it was weird because like he like came to him as a kid and asked to train, and then he was like, "Come to me when you grow up," and it didn't come to pass in that movie, and I was like, that was kind of weird. And then in the next movie, I think he comes back again, and he's like testing him with like flicking cigarettes at him and shit, and he like throws water at him, and he kicks the water for some reason, and you're like, okay, I guess he's gonna start training him now, and then nothing comes of it that movie, and you're like, what the fuck? And then the fourth movie, sorry, spoiler alert for anybody has
he's like, I just watched it yesterday.
But and then the fourth movie, it like skips ahead, and they're like, oh, your student Bruce Lee, he's in San Francisco, he's kicking everybody's ass, and he wants you to come see. And it's like, wait, what about that whole part where he trains Bruce Lee? Like, where's that movie? Why is that, like, why was that not a main part of that movie series. You know what I mean?
Probably because like it was a childhood thing for Bruce when he learned Wing Chun in
Yeah.
general. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't as significant. Like it was like his first martial art essentially. It was his lens by which he then viewed the rest of Kung Fu and Taekwondo and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So like Bruce Lee and Wing Chun have been kind of immortalized and glorified, much so like the very first act of Ip Man 1.
Okay.
You know, like everything's kind of been dialed up to the point where like now, oh, Bruce Lee is Wing Chun, but like it was the principles of Wing Chun that Bruce Lee internalized and then was like, I'm going to go learn other people's shit now. So like when he was a teenager, when he was growing up, he didn't spend as much time in China as they would like you to believe.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it is still like it was his first. It's his core philosophy and his principle, and that's you can see in like in his books and everything else. So what I enjoy about Ip Man and martial arts lore is it's very like legends on screen.
Yeah.
Like this is what that would look. It's very like Star Wars, very cinematic, very one guy against all the army.
Yeah. and what I love about kung fu movies is like the acceptance of like the ridiculousness of it, and like like they know it's ridiculous and over the top, and they roll with it.
Yeah,
they like accentuate it almost.
Right. It's not tongue in cheek at all when they do it. It's art. It's
the style.
Yeah, it's choreography, and it's the reason why like that level of martial arts choreography has existed since Bruce Lee was making movies. Right. You know, like he was like one of the first ones to be like, no, we're going to do it this way, this way, this way. He used to give people more money. I think Donnie Yen does this as well. He would give the stuntmen more money if they'd let him kick him in the face for real.
Dude, imagine like Bruce Lee coming to you and just being like, hey, I'll give you an extra 500 if you let me kick you in the fucking face.
Yeah, if you let me gut you, bro, here's $1,000.
Oh, not worth it. Not worth it.
I think it is, dude. I think it is. Yeah, for sure.
Because you have that story that maybe you can tell your grandkids when you get older.
Yeah, if he doesn't kill you. And if you die, what a fucking way to go.
It's true. That's true.
You're cemented in history. They're going to be like, dude, George Farito was the dude that Bruce Lee starched to death.
No, it goes, hey, you know George Farito? You're like, who? Oh, that guy that that Bruce Lee kicked to death. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was his name?
Yeah, okay.
Fuck, yeah, he's black, huh? No. Oh.
No, also Asian. What are you talking about? Why would it?
Yeah. Where was I going with that? I don't even remember what we were talking about now. I just thought about Bruce Lee kicking the shit out of me. But it's that choreography. Oh, that's what I was saying. That level of choreography like always existed, and it's just gotten better.
Right.
Like, so when they do a kung fu flick, a kung fu like show, and it doesn't like that should be standard number one. You know, good choreography, and it doesn't have that, I'm immediately out, which is shocking that Marvel's Iron Fist did exactly that. They gave us a show with a show about fucking kung fu, terrible choreography. I watched 8 minutes of the first episode. Nope, I'm done. Yeah. This is out.
It's just, I don't know. I love kung fu movies, and it's like within like 10 minutes of the movie starting, it's like someone walks in, they're like, I challenge you. And he's like, I don't think you want to do that.
He's like, I haven't had my coffee yet.
Dude, he has the best like responses to shit.
Yeah.
And then they just start punching him, and he's just like, bah. It's fucking amazing. I wanted to ask you though, because I know you know this. Because in those movies, there's a lot of, whatever, dude, I don't care. Or do I just know you? There's a lot of like kung fu versus other types of kung fu, but there's also like kung fu versus like boxing and like all that other shit, and like tai chi. I don't know if that's actually kung fu or what, but so like in reality, what's the effect of in reality, what does kung fu look like versus those movies? And in reality, where does it rank up against like boxing and more popular or more Western, I guess, styles of fighting?
I would say we can take a journey through martial arts like via Bruce Lee, is because that was his question. of like what's the
Right.
best.
Right.
His idea is, I think, Jeet Kune Do. I think it translates to the way of the intercepting fist.
Oh.
So it kind of gives you a philosophy of what it's not necessarily strike first, it's be quick and be adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's got that quote that everyone fucking reposts. It's like, you must be like water, my friend. Put it in the cup, it becomes the cup. You know?
Was that your Bruce Lee?
I haven't seen Bruce Lee in so long. So Wing Chun, its principle is basically intercepting your fist, controlling that center line of your body, and
redirecting, right? Like
correct,
redirecting energy.
sort of. Mostly using your energy to its maximum efficiency. So not winding up for a punch, but twisting your hips in it like you're throwing a ball to really get that explosion right at the end, like cracking a whip as opposed to slamming a hammer.
Yeah, that's like in baseball when you're hitting, most of your power comes from when you twist your hips.
Right,
Bam.
right. And those are two very different sides of the same spectrum, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
So Wing Chun, in its philosophy, it's supposed to have been created by a woman. For females, smaller stature, narrower stance, and just because the way that their body is shaped, their hips have more torque, you know, because they're wider. So the movements
in response to Asians' general size versus the rest of the world.
Wing Chun, no.
Okay.
Wing Chun is
just the idea that it's for a smaller frame person.
Yeah.
Versus like, you know, like
well,
white people would have been larger. They would have known that trading.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if that was part of the development.
Not necessarily, because most martial arts were developed
long before that,
before colonialism. And so it's more about body type and less about colonialism.
Okay. So they weren't like big, strong, buff most of the time.
Not most of the time, but there were enough fucking Yao Mings where they're like, that's a person.
Right. right.
That's,
they know what could be possible.
Correct. Yeah. So Wing Chun, again, in its historically speaking, for them, it's developed by a woman, smaller people, smaller stature. It's effective, I would say, in a clinch, if anything, like in close, head to head kind of, but you're limited if you're using Wing Chun. So that's where Bruce Lee was like, no, why don't we use other things? And the Chinese
in different situations.
Correct. The Chinese were very much so like, no, my style is the style.
Right.
Like if you master this, you don't need anything else.
Right.
Which I think is true. Like I think there is a point where you can reach where if you master something to its fullest, you almost don't need I would say 90% of the time. You like Ronda Rousey.
Mm.
She has zero stand-up.
Right. But her judo is...
Yeah, but it's so black belt level, she didn't need anything else.
Right.
So that's the goal of Chinese. So is in its effectiveness against each other even, it does just kind of cancel each other out. It's too flashy. It's too katas. If I do this, you do that. If I do this, you do that. And if they don't do that, that whole motion kind of gets fucked up.
Right. Now, is it more of like a performance martial art nowadays than anything?
It can be. There's I think they're called wuxia, WIXIA. They're professional wushu martial arts teams where they do traditional wushu. Like wushu is, I think Jet Li has a good fucking trilogy about wushu and where it came from. If you want to check that out, I'll send that link to you too. It's dope because it's also historical. But wushu it kind of developed from sport, from like practicality to sport to show to like acrobatics now. So there's a lot of professional wushu teams that like they'll do the acrobatic stuff, but maintain their very traditional forms, if that makes sense, because they're like the movies trying to glorify their past and stuff, kind of rewrite their own history almost.
Right.
Which is the problem with Wing Chun and Ip Man. It's a lot of revisionist history, a lot of like, well, if the white men didn't do that to us, we would have been okay. And in terms of quality story, it does affect that. That's why it's a very straightforward, in your face dumb storyline through Ip Man 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they're all kind of silly.
And then you're like, oh, Mike Tyson's here. Cool.
Yeah. Wait, and you're like, wait, how does this fit in again?
What's funny
And
is,
then of course that he doesn't beat him.
yeah. Well,
It's a draw.
yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was a stalemate.
Punching through windows and shit, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck, Mike? You're crazy.
In that, I would say Wing Chun is useless, especially
Right.
against Mike Tyson.
Right.
He would body you through your arms.
And that's
like,
what I was thinking, like against that boxer in the second one, where I was like just watching, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like it just didn't add up in my head, like
Yeah.
physically speaking. I was like, this doesn't make.
I think
like,
it could have, if you take it into the context of the movie, in that time, fighting something you're unfamiliar against
Okay.
is very jarring.
Okay,
You know?
that's fair. Yeah,
Like rolling with someone that you've never rolled before is kind of scary because you don't know.
yeah,
And you don't know how to react. And you react a certain way might make them react a certain way. So
right. Okay,
it's possible, but in terms of just like boxing fundamentals, you're like, dude, just keep your hands up, bro. What do you?
right.
But
Like you're not worried about getting kicked in the legs and shit.
yeah, but in that context, who are you gonna find in that space that's willing to fly from their family to go box a Chinaman? Like, do you think you have a Floyd Mayweather's like, yeah, I'll get no. You're gonna have some dude that was already there for like 10 years, who's been living there, who just knows how to box, you know?
Yeah,
And who's gonna fight
An
someone
expat.
who's mastered this other thing. So it's like a Logan Paul thing. You know, can you really
Well,
just start him?
in the movie he was a star boxer.
Yeah,
so
I know. See, again, but then there's that revisionist history that even Chinese do a lot. But, you know,
so that didn't actually happen.
that happened enough where, like, are you familiar with where the UFC kind of came from? Like that Vale Tudo and the Gracies in Brazil and stuff? Does that make sense? That face tells me no.
No.
Oh, I'm going to take you down that path real quick. Then.
All right.
So what used to happen was the Gracies learned jujitsu from a Japanese sensei. They learned Japanese jujitsu, which looks more like judo. It's throwing, and then once you get them there, lock their arm, break their arm, take it home.
Right.
So, but the Brazilians were like, fuck that throwing shit. We're just going to, once we get here, our game. And so they mastered it, and they had their Gracie gym. And what they would have are these Vale Tudo, like, come in. You want to fight one of our guys? If you can pin him down, knock him out, you get like 10 grand or whatever. I don't know how much it was, but it was prize fight. They were like, dude, come in any day of the week. We'll match you up with someone that was there that week, and they're going to wreck your shit. And that happened for like a decade. They were just running through masters, because up until that point there wasn't an environment to test it,
right?
But what would happen in like Ip Man times is they'd hear about this Chinaman, and that's this thing. There's nothing else to do in China, you know. Like, there's no movie theaters. There's no, you're gonna go make rice with them, or you're gonna go beat some dude up.
Dude, he also doesn't do shit in those movies. He's either fighting or sitting down.
Yeah.
And smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything else.
Maybe it's CBD because, you know.
Nope, because he gets cancer in the end. Oh,
that's true.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
But he gets cancer. He gets head and neck cancer. But this is all historical, so you can look it up anyway. Yeah.
Fucking great.
It's like, oh, you never had where does your money come from?
His school.
How are you that you don't have students for most of the movies?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I think the narrative was that he married rich.
His wife is a saint.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And a babe too.
Yeah, according to Chinese history, Bruce Lee had to be named, like he was given a girl's name because all of the men in his family are quote unquote cursed. Like they all died young or younger than they should have.
Oh, that didn't work, did it?
Exactly. Their thing. Well, Brandon, do you know the story of Brandon Lee? Yeah. So Brandon Lee and then his son, like the only surviving member of the Lee clan right now is his daughter.
Right.
So it's like weird. It's very like
They're cursed.
it's very Chinese lore IRL. Like all of your dudes, all of your sons, just all dead. The
Yeah.
whole nobody's gonna do it. What
Somehow,
happened?
some way.
That's how you
Yeah.
when you become the greatest martial artist on the planet, you sign a deal with the devil. I
Right.
think. Like, do you want to be the baddest man on the planet? Yup. Because there's
It comes at a cost.
Have you are you interested in watching all of the Bruce Lee films?
Sure.
There's not that many, but in like they are the first, like the Western world's first real exposure to kung fu and martial arts in general.
Okay.
Because up until that point, it was fucking dudes were boxing like this. You
know.
you ever seen old fucking pictures? Like put them.
We're gonna pugilize. Come on.
Get in good old fashioned fisticuffs.
Yeah. Yeah, idiot.
This is not a fact
Yeah.
at all. Well, this is how like Hoist Gracie would stand in UFC 1
Yeah.
to gauge distance, because all he wanted to do was grab you. Like that was his move.
Yeah, I feel like Jack Johnson was like fighting like this.
That's true. But there's you got to learn the fundamentals so you can break the fundamentals.
Yeah.
And you can't like do that anymore. Well, I guess you can. Floyd Mayweather's the great at like just gonna drill this fundamental down your fucking face.
Yeah.
He's a good one. It's like you don't need anything else. Just master your Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. But if they were like, okay, you're gonna fight this MMA fighter, like if he would have fought Connor with UFC rules and they were like, you can do whatever you want, but I mean you're a boxer, so like box.
Have you seen any of those fights?
Kind of would have whooped his dick.
Randy Couture fucking smashed God damn it, his name just escapes me now. This champion level boxer, Randy Couture fucking here's the canvas, bro.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. That's obvious.
I don't know. Could you imagine though being the MMA guy standing across the ring from Mike Tyson? Even like today? That would be scary.
He's different because he's like he could have done MMA.
Yeah, he had a beard at 10. Like
like if you taught him wrestling and a little bit of jujitsu, holy shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God damn.
I think he could learn it. I think he could. He could focus on that
he
singular.
Won't now, but if he was young,
Eddie Bravo talk him into like making a 10th Planet Strain and jujitsu and some boxing shit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna send you down many a rabbit hole. And if you like kung fu, do you like?
Well, I need to watch Ready Player One.
Right. Oh yeah. Let's. You read the book.
Yeah, I tried to watch the movie on Hulu, but you need like the live TV edition. Bullshit. It's so dumb. But it's fine because it was like through TNT, and I don't like watching movies on cable anyway. So whatever, I'll find it. Anyway. Okay. Where do I start? I mean, okay.
What did you think about the world?
I enjoyed it. The world, as in like the real world.
The OASIS, because you don't really spend any time in the real world.
Sounds great.
You're in. You want to make an apartment that's double walled, like double doored, and
I don't like the idea of like your avatar dies and you lose everything, and like it just goes away. I'm like, well, that's risky.
Very PUBG.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, like I see why he did it for like the movie, but if I was or like the story, but if I was creating it as a game as for people to enjoy, I wouldn't make it like that.
Well, I think the OASIS in the narrative, it sounds like it was supposed to be a video game because of like Halliday's obsessions and stuff, but what it ended up becoming was a transactional resource where like everything has to be finite, otherwise money doesn't mean anything. You know, everything has to be finite. You have to be able to lose your shit, otherwise we can't sell you this thing online that's going to deliver it in the real world, because now the currency holds no value. So that's fair. What it became, I think, was a necessity. But again, in terms of writing, that's headcanon. That's not in the book. That's not something that's explicitly stated.
Right.
And so there's a lot of shortcuts in terms of narrative and story structure that I'm like, this is a fucking mess.
Yeah. It's a great story that's not that greatly written.
Yeah.
I'm trying
I
to
could
be
see
I'm
that.
trying to be nice to the author.
Apparently, there's a Ready Player 2
I'm not gonna read
that's
it
worse because
because
you can't go anywhere
right.
outside of the obvious turn of like, oh no, now he's a bad guy.
Jump ahead 80 years, and now he's gonna die, and you do the same thing over
Or
again.
he did die, and
Yeah.
now it's not a hunt for an egg; it's a hunt for a
A
tesseract.
penis.
Ooh,
Oh, sorry. We're
a
yeah.
phallic,
A phallus.
a phylactite.
Yeah.
It's like a mineral.
It's shaped like a dick.
Yeah, it's a soft rock, but when you find two other pieces of phylactite, it hardens up, and you
Oh.
plug it into a base of balactite.
Yeah. And you have to find some vagactite to make it all work together.
You know, it's a vagistone
oh,
that
sorry.
you put it into.
I got it fucked up. My bad.
Yeah, to unlock the key of
Yeah.
contraception.
Yeah, and that's how you get to the
Welcome
first,
to Ready Player 3,
how
brought
you
to you
get
by
to
Gameboiz.
That's how you get to the butt gate.
Yeah, and now we can have a whole series called
Yeah.
Buttgate.
Yeah.
Dude, this is how fanfic is written.
This is how it
This
works.
is top tier. Well, I'll write you a storyline.
No, but it's not that greatly written, and I once like the whole like nostalgia, like I recognize this thing kind of wears off. It's like, okay, I'm ready for this to wrap up, and I don't know, it wears off pretty quick. Like after a while, it's like, okay, it runs out of references. It's like we kind of get it.
Yeah.
It's like, now tell me the story.
And also, as a person who's kind of privy to those references on your own, I bet it would seem overwhelming, you know? Like to be a gunter, to have to know every level, like there's no way you can hold that much information.
Yeah, at first it was like, did he like just want to spout off all the useless information that he knows, or like, I don't know. It was a lot at first.
No, someone
but as
did
it went
research
on,
for sure while he was writing.
that's what a lot of it seemed like. Like he kind of like wrote stuff and then would like go back and like add stuff in. There was like references and stuff, but I don't know. It was cool. It was a cool story.
The final act,
the ending was like, of course.
Yeah, the final act, as you read it, you can definitely tell. You're like, oh, this is supposed to be a scene. Like this is you need to visually see this, because this is all like, oh, and then there was a robot over there, and then over there there was something else, and then I couldn't wait. This guy had his thing that we'd unlocked from before,
and then there was the whole part where he like got arrested on purpose, and he was like, and then I hacked into the thing. It's like, okay,
yeah,
like,
that was my biggest gripe with the thing. It's too retroactive of like, oh, good thing I met this guy on the dark web that day,
that had these codes, and then when I was in there, I ordered this thing to arrive at this time, and thank God it worked. And it's like, Jesus Christ, bud.
What I did love in that in the IRL world of Ready Player One is the Amazon Prime feature of, oh, we just ship everything to your house. Like, because when I read this book years ago before Prime, and I was like, that would be amazing. And now that it's happening now, I'm like, I was right. It's amazing to just have everything you need. Because when I was reading it, I was like, that's a little far-fetched. You're gonna get all of that in a week. And now you
definitely can.
I could deck this place out in 2 weeks.
Oh, 100%.
I could reinforce these walls and have everything shipped here. Like, that was
my
favorite.
And there was a part where it was like some time passes, and he was just like, oh, I just have everything. I just have a whole haptic suit with all of the feedback, and I have a fucking treadmill that I stand up. I'm like, how okay, all right, fair enough.
He got unlimited money, which
it seemed like the publisher was like, we need to shorten this up.
For sure,
because
there's no grind.
Right, exactly.
And if you're gonna make a game from a game perspective, everyone knows at some point after the tutorial, now you have to just grind.
And I think like after, I can't remember if he got the,
to be fair,
second key, and then I can't remember what he was like. At one point he was like, and then I got to level 99. I'm like, you were just at level 12.
Yeah.
Like, what the
to be fair, while it is skipped and it is like chapter breaks, he does kind of go on this quest over the course of like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
he's just kind of doing nothing, and
Yeah.
that's the meat of the story. But for some reason, in the way, you're right, he does. He turns into Jesus. We're like, dude, you were just 8. Like,
Yeah.
how are you? You can now buy bullets on the go that spawn into your magazine. Like, you don't need that.
It's like, okay, I guess.
One shot, one kill, bro.
Yeah.
What is your KDR if you need unlimited ammo, bro? It's not as impressive when everyone can do that.
Yeah, and then he was like, my ammo bill is gonna be high this month. I'm like, okay, dude. You
But
James
it
Bond.
also didn't matter because he owned his own place at 15. Like,
yeah.
he doesn't, money means nothing, which is, I guess, brings us back to our original topic of like the way things can kind of disappear almost doesn't make sense in lore, that you're saying like that's stupid. I don't like it. I take back my former offense and I agree with you. It's stupid.
What?
Now that we've walked through that whole book,
Yeah. Like, it was fun. It was a fun read.
very fun, and especially like I like the obscure manga references and Japanese anime to
Yeah,
like
see, I
Gundam
didn't
and
get those
stuff.
ones.
And like, well, I imagine, I don't know if he's a big fan. Maybe he's a Kurosawa fan or something as a writer, but a lot of samurai references, which makes sense with the brothers,
Right.
and so that I
Brothers.
enjoyed. The brothers, yeah. The twist was great too. It was cool.
Yeah. How closely does the book or does the movie follow the book?
The movie takes bullet points from the book and then fills in between those bullet points. Like the overall find this piece to win this game forever is the same, but it's not like he has to do it 3 times, and it's not like he has to go to 17 different planets to find Halliday's house, who he had the original copy.
Boop, 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 boop.
Basically,
And he's there.
yeah, they're like, oh,
Okay,
here's
yeah.
this. Oh, I heard it's over here, So
right.
the general,
they mainline it.
yeah, and the references are slightly different, and I know that's due to copyright.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say it takes me out of it, but it kind of ruins it, because there are plenty of references that I thoroughly enjoyed that you can't do because that's Sony or that's Konami.
Yeah.
So I'm not reading Ready Player 2. It's
definitely
fun.
not. I heard he wrote another book too that like he previews in that book, and when I was on, I think I was on iBooks, and I was looking at it as just like reviews, and people did not have nice things to say about it. So I think he's kind of a one-hit wonder, but hey, ride that wave, bud.
Yeah, it's a cool wave, and I guess you're cemented in history forever.
Yeah, he struck a chord that carried his writing. Like, he had an idea that was better than his writing.
Yeah.
That's all.
Like J.K. Rowling. Did you know that's why?
I think those are great books.
What it became, they are great books. But the reason why the book 4 is so drastically bigger.
It's bigger.
It's just, that much.
Yeah.
That much bigger.
Yeah.
Is because she had to have like full like chapter rewrites because she fucked up early on. She still has yet to say what the rewrite needed to be, but if you look at the size between 3 and 4, those are all rewrites. It's almost a book worth of rewrites to make the narrative fit, because now I'm sure now she had gotten a book deal and was like, oh, I need 3 more now? Fuck. And had to. Apparently has to do with Rita Skeeter, though. That's the only clue she's given us ever.
I'm confused at what you're saying to me right now.
That her plan didn't necessarily work in the first 3 books, which are great books. They're written well. But something happened around book 4, and I think it's a book deal where she realized she had to stretch it out and it wouldn't fit. So she had to rewrite. So if book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, Goblet of Fire is significantly thicker than everything else. And that's, if you look perspective-wise, mostly rewrites.
As in where the story was originally going didn't
Yeah,
pan
it
out.
didn't fit. No, according to her,
It wasn't
didn't,
long enough?
It didn't fit. No, it just didn't fit the narrative that she then needed to fill. She's also kind of crazy, to be fair. Like, think about it. She wrote this on napkins. Bitch, you can get paper. You don't have to write it on napkins.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I was in a coffee shop. I understand that. Write it on a receipt.
Yeah.
Don't write it on a napkin.
Right.
Stupid crazy lady.
It's a great book.
You don't understand. I'm writing about witches and
Great.
wizards and owls, and there's gonna be a griffin. What's a griffin? Like an eagle and a lion and
when you put it like that, it is kind of fucking crazy.
What's it gonna be about? School and teaching and no. She's crazy.
Students of witchcraft and wizardry. What else?
Come here, lady. She wants to talk to you. She's like the Coach Steve of her coffee shop. I'm not supposed to be here. Have you caught up on that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's so ridiculous. It's so funny. Anyway, did you have something else?
No.
I
was gonna look up our free games, but
are they?
They're out. They're dropped.
Oh.
They're ready to go. I don't know
didn't-
what they are though, and I can't Google it because I don't know where I put my phone.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about them next week.
Yeah, I don't think they're exciting
Oh.
because I remember looking them up and going, "Oh, I don't even want to talk about that."
I've been so I've been so busy with other games that I didn't even think about it. So
Like, you mean Warzone and Rocket League?
and Cities.
And Cities.
Yeah.
I saw you playing Rocket League the other day.
Yeah, I was playing.
You hanging out with Brian Matthews? You're not hanging out with me. You know?
He doesn't play with me.
Oh,
I don't think
okay,
he plays that much anymore.
Oh.
I think he's on other stuff.
Rocket League 2.
Maybe.
Nuclear. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm
either.
just filling dead air at this point. I apologize.
Nuclear Rocket League.
Nuclear Rocket Codes
Yeah.
2021. Where
Cool,
can
man.
Where can they catch you, bro?
At Slim Henderson on Twitter, at _Slim Henderson on Instagram.
Just say I don't know next time if I ask you where can they catch
Just
you.
find me.
Just find me.
William Henderson. Just find me.
1718 just throw your address out there. What's your address?
Burberry Avenue.
You want to throw that? You want to throw I don't know.
Certainly don't.
You fishing? You want to put your
Nope.
number out there? Email?
Nope.
PO box?
Nope. I don't have one.
No?
Nope.
Bitcoin wallet number?
Nope.
Apple Pay?
Nope.
Okay. Well, just trying to help you out.
Oh, you can Apple Pay me. I mean,
Cash App.
DM me on the Instagrams and we'll figure it out. Cash App is also to Slim Henderson.
Noted.
So
Send him money. He needs it.
I do. I'm an essential worker.
Yeah, he needs a vaccine. So if you want more buddy stuff, go to, I'm not going to say it. You know it. You know where it is, at the Buddy System Co.
Why do you make me say my stuff and you don't have to say your stuff?
Because I'm behind the computer.
Whatever, dude.
Go to the website that Willie D's put together so nicely and kept updated at buddysystem.co for everything. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Meow.